Hey folks, it's Russ here again, and we're having more Daisy Lever gun fun. It's been a little while since I've posted something here because I've been so busy. It's been a quite active summer. But we did have time to have some enjoyment with our plinking rifles. Now, you know as well as I do that whenever you're talking about these small Daisy guns, they're not high performance, high powered guns. This is what you want to use your PCPs, maybe some of your higher end break barrels. This is what you want for having accuracy and long distance shooting. But if we're going to have fun with our little plinking rifles, we need something to plink at. After all, you can do all the performance and all the enhancements on your gun that you like, but a little plinking gun probably isn't going to get you much past 350 feet per second. So even if you took something modified like this little gem that I fixed up here, this is, it pays tribute to what military style guns were back in the day. But you know what? Internally, it's still a little Daisy gun. Even though it looks good, it's abridged. I've shown this one before in some of the videos. It's still one of the little plinking guns that we like to use along with a lot of our Red Riders, our 105s, even the 880s and 356s. So I was thinking, if we're plinking, we can always use the paper targets. Now you can get paper targets actually just about anywhere. And they come in different styles. These are great targets to use if you're testing your accuracy, if you're contesting the consistency of your groupings. I use them a lot for that. Or if you're just trial shooting a gun because you want to make sure that it functions properly. But let's face it, guys and gals and kids, especially kids, they're boring. They don't do anything. So what can we do to have more fun with our Daisy Lever guns? I suggest to you that we take a step back and say, if I shoot something, I want it to move. I don't want it just to sit there and show me a hole in the paper. So if you think about what some of the best competitions are, they have movable, resettable targets. Many of the, I'm going to move this in a little bit, many of the firearm competitions like to use knockdown iron targets. So I made up what I call the BB gun version of a knockdown iron target. We use can lids. I've been saving can lids for a while because I have one of those can openers that doesn't leave a sharp edge on them, and they're kind of easy to use. You bend an L shape on two of them, put them together. I use a little pop rivet and make a target on the one that gets knocked on. If you're shooting this one, you hit it, boom, you can reset. An easy way, of course, I'm not a wonderful artist, so what I wanted to do was put a silhouette of a little bird in here. I got a cookie cutter, small enough to fit on there. Put some duct tape over the back of it so the paint wouldn't be able to get through it. I laid it on top of a can, sprayed paint all around it. Whenever I moved the cookie cutter, well, that's what was left. I made up a bunch of these, and as you can see from the holes in them, we were using these. My neighbors came over one evening, and we had a heck of a good time. So that's one thing you can use. And if you're going to use the can lids, they come in assorted different sizes depending upon what kind of a can you've emptied. Have this size, and if you'll notice, they all have some sort of concentric embossed rings on them, depending upon where you get them from. Here's these two here. They're a little smaller. They're also stuck together, so we're not going to pull them apart. But you have those. Now, this little ring in the middle makes a wonderful bullseye if you're going to use a bullseye target. So I did have the ability to paint those in on some of these targets. Now you might be saying, what the devil is this thing? Well, I'll tell you what it is. This is my version of the gallery knockdown targets. If you can see these little hinges, I have random little hinges. I pick these up at flea markets and yard sales. And as long as they're really loose, you can fashion your own knockdown targets with these. I took the can lids, colored the inside red, and fashioned them to overlap the hinge pin slightly so they stand up straight. Mounted them to a board, and now I've got a whole series of them. These are wonderful because you come along and, yeah, I knocked that one over. You come along and you go bing, 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 bing. And then whenever you're done shooting or missing, you reset the ones that are down and you're ready to go again. Now, the beauty of using these can lids is that if you buy something that's in a can, you're going to throw away the tops and bottoms anyway. So you may as well repurpose them. You say, yeah, but I like to recycle my metals. All these are dented up and full of holes. So when you're done with them, you recycle them, get yourself some more, and you can rebuild and do what you want. There's one other thing you can use that moves, and it's practically a resetting type, if you want to consider that. It's the old swinging spoon. And here it is right here. Let me turn it around so you can get a look. I have this little wooden frame, which I forget what it came off of. Some kind of a rack. And what I've done is flattened out some spoons. We attach them to there, make them swing, and they work out real well. After you hit them, they come back to center again, all on their own. As always, because you're hitting against something that doesn't absorb the BB, if you're using a pellet, it's not so bad. But if it doesn't absorb the BB, there's always that odd chance of a ricochet if the target doesn't move and you don't get a careening angle to it. So always wear good eye protection if you're running close targets. So there you have it, folks, and I hope you enjoy this. If you have any other ideas or you have done something like this, I'd love to hear about it. Don't forget to subscribe. You can always contact me, and we'll see you the next time. Bye.